Hi there, Katie. We're going to talk about your paper. You should be able to follow along with the cursor. You see the yellow circle around it. You're also just going to be able to get the gist of what I'm saying based on where I'm reading and the position of the paper. So here we go. 77.7 million Americans suffer from a silent illness that affects their daily lives, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. They spend their days affected with a disease that wraps their structure of their brain, changes chemicals, and ultimately is a person in a constant state of hyperarousal. Great. This is a good introduction. The first time that I read it, still happy with where you're at right here. If we come down to the end of the paragraph, to fully understand the picture needs to be painted, a scroll unraveled to the world of PTSD and those who suffer from it. Okay. This is great. You've told me up here about it being a silent killer, which gives me some sense of why I should probably care. All right. Now we're getting into the history of this. Originally recognized as a condition, PTSD has impacted the world, human beings, since at least time of the ancient Greeks, blah, blah, good. Then we come down here to the Germans, excellent. And then by 1864, we're coming back around to the Americans. In 1905, we're starting to get into World War I, good. Now right here with World War II, you're getting us even more shell shock, excellent. And here finally it's entrance into the DSM. So this is a nice history. I'm able to scroll through here and I get a sense for where PTSD is coming from and what it is that you're talking about. Now we're starting to get into the problems. What it is that PTSD actually does to people. Good. Good. This is a nice line right here. The adrenaline that gives a person a burst of energy, speeding up lungs. Good. Oh, and now you're contrasting this with acute stress disorder, showing how that's different. Excellent. This is actually a really nice way to bring it out into the reader's mind, what exactly it is that you're describing. I like that. Thank you. And now we're coming up here to Vietnam. Now we're starting to get to help. Most PTSD are seeking help for traumatic. Good. Good. We have different types of therapy here. So you spent a lot of time talking about the history of PTSD. I would actually like a little bit more of this. What are some of these different therapies and what are they doing? I know your paper is already fairly long, but this question of the different types of therapies and how they might work or might not work, I think could actually be a really interesting piece. So maybe this is something that you could press and expand upon using the language from yesterday. Good. And there's definitely more stuff that you can have right here about the complicating issues, everything from social stigma to people not wanting to ask because they feel insecure about the issue, to issues at the VA and whether or not the VA is actually doing enough to provide help for these people. There's a lot of different things here that you could do. I'm talking about in families. Okay, so good. And then you have a works cited page down here that's a separate page. Excellent. The big thing that I'm noticing, Katie, that you're missing right here is quotes. You have a lot of information, most of it good. There are a couple things I would tell you to expand upon, but really the big thing is you need to have quotes in here so that I know where some of this information is coming from and to lend some weight, authority to what it is that you're saying. I don't think that you're making any of it up, but again, you're 14, 15 years old, and you're not exactly an authority, so you need to be able to borrow from other people who are. Dive into this, open some of that up, find me some quotes, you should be good to go.